What's going on, y'all? So listen. So we are back again for another episode review of How to Get Away with Murder, Season 5, Episode 2. Who blood is it? Is it? Yeah. Who blood is that? That's what it's called. Okay, I have to get the right title for y'all. So, we go back to the present and we see Bonnie walking away with the baby while the wedding rehearsal, I should say reception, is going on in the foreground. And then we go back 2.5 months later, or I should say earlier. And Bonnie is cleaning out the baby's room that was in her place, whatever. Frank comes in there. She was like, "What you being? You just mad that Laurel left?" He was like, "Look, I'm sad. I'm lonely because the kid's gone. I'm about to go make some friends. Okay." This is where we see him go to play basketball with Gabriel that we saw at the end of last week's episode. Okay, so he go over there to go get some water from his gym bag, and Gabriel's gym bag just so happened to be right there as well. And so Frank takes out his phone, and he was about to clone his Gabriel's phone. He goes in his gym bag, and this boy who has to be at least 20 something, or yeah, 20 something, he has a cell phone that is a flip phone. It's not a smartphone. It's not an Android. It's a flip phone. And so it's confusing and it's like, that's something that I need to think about. Then later on, we see Annalise that moved on into her little apartment. She done got out the hotel finally. Bitch got some money now. Now she can get some real digs, okay? She all happy about that. The other kids, they in their new place and it's just running ragged. Clothes getting fucked up, dishes getting broke, the baby not eating, and all this shit. It's just a mess. It's just a mess, okay? And so at this point, we see Nate, little boo thing that he fucked around with to get them DNA results. She comes in and said, "Baby, let me tell you something. I done found out where I knew where that DNA come from." He said, "I ain't asked you to do that." She said, "I know because you're a good person, but I did some digging for you, boo boo. And what I found out is it looked familiar." And he was like, "Baby, could you just get to the point?" She was like, "Okay, cool. It come from the missing database of the database of missing kids, adoption." And I'm sitting here like, abduction, kidnapping kids, missing kids. Snake go down there to the little organization or whatever, and he trying to get all the information and evidence that he have on the case, and I'm sitting here like, so is Gabriel really Bonnie's kid? Because I mean, it'll be too easy for one, but also I'm thinking now like, goddamn. When Bonnie said she had her baby, she never saw the kid. The daddy just took the kid away. Okay? So if he took the kid away, he just gave the kid to somebody else. So why would the baby be considered missing? She didn't put no missing persons report out on it, did she? No, I don't think so. And so therefore, is this really Bonnie's kid? Like, I'm confused now. Like, it's making me think, like, who the fuck is Gabriel? Because Gabriel, like I said, what 20-some-year-old is still walking around here with a flip phone that was before their time? Okay? But, all right, we going to keep that and tucked in the back of our mind. So, um, Annalise is in her clinic, okay, at the school and in the classroom, and of course the partner that fought for her is there hovering over her shoulders. He's sitting in on the class and they have this new case. And this new case about this Muslim woman who is married to another woman, a white woman, and she's being charged with vehicular homicide. And she took a plea deal to take 20 years in jail, and she claims that she's innocent. And they're going over different scenarios as to why the public defender would tell her that she did this and that she should go ahead and plea to the 20 years if she knows that she's not guilty of it. And you have one lady saying something about she probably didn't know the language. That's not right because of the simple fact that, her girlfriend or her wife at the time, she was her English teacher. Something else that the girl said, I forget, but it was something. No, old girl said that she wasn't even at the house yet. She come to the house, she was in traffic, and then when she finally get to the house, the police is there telling her that her wife is dead. Being in another country where she's also gay in her faith, and she's trying to figure out how that is and all this other stuff. And it was like every single scenario that they kept on coming up with as a defense, it was a weak point that they couldn't argue or whatever. And then Michaela was the last one, and when she Hannah still want to call that bitch, okay? She is over her. She was just like, okay, Michaela. What you all failed to realize is that, oh girl, she made her own appeal. She wrote her own appeal, and her lawyer did not tell her that once you say you guilty, that's what is. And so therefore, the lawyer should be put up on stand and brought up on charges for not telling the client all the stuff that she needed to know. Okay, he did his job wrong. So she winds up getting on the case and telling the lady this and all this stuff, and being very cocky with it. And Annalise said, you know better than to give assurance that you're gonna get her off or whatever like that. And she gonna say something, what is this? You're mad at me? You putting me on this case because of the shit that's going on with Simon? Okay, because this is my case. Annalise said, no, bitch, this is my case, all right? And this ain't about you. This is about your client up in there who has her life living in the balance, okay? Because she's in a country that afforded her the right to do all of this stuff. I mean, if she could possibly get deported back to a detention camp or whatever, where they gonna rape and fuck her up because she is gay. Okay, so what are you talking about? You know, you sentenced her. This is a life and death penalty case, okay? And shut Michaela ass all the way down. I was like, Michaela, you getting on my goddamn nerves. And see, I liked you in the beginning, but bitch, you getting on my goddamn nerves, okay? What is this tension that you got between you and Annalise? Okay, whatever the fuck it is, you need to get over it, all right? Because she's here to stay, okay? She's been here longer than you have, and she'll probably outlive your ass, okay? Stop it. So, the lady over there at the missing child place comes out and called Nate and basically was like, what are you doing here? He was like, I'm taking over Denver's cases because, you know, he passed away. And basically, he can't get any information that he needs because he needs a signature from a DA. Okay, and we know Ronald Miller is the acting DA right now, and Nate is doing all of this undercover. Mind you, Ash should come up in there, you know. Dude's supposed to be going over a speech, whatever, that he's gonna be, accepting the role as being a DA with Bonnie and all this stuff, and he wanted to go on a date with her, and she was like, no, we can't do that because you're about to be DA. You can't be seen converting with the a underling and all that stuff. He was like, we can do it up in my office. I said, get some little plastic cups and all that stuff and have a little fat dinner. I said, no. Ash should bring his goofy ass up in there trying to be an intern with Bonnie. Tried to suck up to Miller. He gave that resume right to Bonnie. Okay, you take care of this shit, right in his face. Okay, and he was like, Annalise dumped your ass. She said, yes, Annalise dumped me, and I found myself a job. So therefore, you need to find yourself a job and not come over here looking for a hookup, okay? Because it's not gonna happen. Meanwhile, we got Frank going over there to see Oliver and asking Oliver, can he clone a flip phone? Oliver said, for what? He was like, it's for a side job that I'm doing. He said, no, I can't. He was like, come on, man. He was like, no, I can't because it's meant, flip phones and stuff like that is meant for, you can't clone it. It's meant not to be hacked and anything like that. So whoever doing this shit, they got some stuff to hide that they ain't trying to get caught up in. I said, well, see, this is furthering my suspicions of like, is this boy really Bonnie's son? Like, who the fuck is Gabriel at this point? Mind you, the rest of the kids, Annalise, kids or whatever, and her students, they're at her law firm at this point. And we have Michaela trying to do a mock trial. And she's asking one of the girls to come on over there and to help out. And she's like, girl, please, I ain't got time for this, so you can get the $64,000. She was like, And then Gabriel steps up and was like, you know what? I do it, okay? She said, bitch, you really want her to take the $64,000? He said it ain't about the money. It's about this woman that's about to go back to her country where she fled concentration camps and to come over here to a free country where she's locked up at, okay? And shut that girl up. So they in the midst of doing this stuff. He playing like he the lady's old defense attorney. And then Tegan comes in and see Michaela. Michaela was like, oh my God, Michaela, Tegan, Miss Price, how are you? And she just walked the fuck out. She went over there to Annalise and was like, first you bring Michaela up in here. Now you got Costello up in here? You're talking about Laurel, okay? She was like, I mean, you helped her out. She not gonna do nothing. That's why, she's here. She is what it is. And so Laurel came in there and said hello to Tegan. Tegan said hello, and don't you ever say nothing else to me again. Tegan is still shook. Tegan said, bitch, I don't trust y'all asses. Listen, ain't nobody about to catch me up in shit, okay? So stay as far away from me as possible, all right? Laura will go up in there asking Annalise about the fact that her law firm, they have a daycare center, and can she get in there? Can they put in a word for her to get in there? And she was like, girl, please. So it's like, it's mothers out here who've been doing this a lot longer than you have, and they make a way to find daycare for their kids. Find you a way. I said, oh, do what you gotta do, bitch. So, we get to the court. Now, we see on one side, it's Annalise, the defense, and then, or I should say the plaintiff, and then you have the attorneys, the defense. Well, I should say the defense, and then you have the other people's side, which is her client's wife and kids' sides. The wives. Well, the wife is dead, but you know what I'm saying. The kids on that side, mind you, the kids said that the lady killed her because the wife wanted to get a divorce. Okay. And that's when old girl was like, no, we was very much in love when everything was all to the good. And so that's not it. And no, it wasn't all this stuff. And so we get Michaela questioning the defense attorney, who was the public defender, who was old girl's attorney at first, about, why didn't you tell her this about the appeal? Did you explain everything to her? You had 8 different clients that day. That means 20 minutes a session. That means that you didn't have enough time to tell her all of this stuff, and whoop-de-woo. And he went off. This is your doing, Annalise. You think just because you went up to the Supreme Court and you did all this stuff, and you think that you high mighty and you can get this done or whatever? No, it ain't gonna work like that. They done had to cut it away. Investigators and all this other stuff, and manpower and all this shit. Okay, bitch, object. Boy, would you shut your mouth up? Okay, even the judge had to come through and be like, shut up. Okay? And at this point in time, it's the other side's turn. She gets up there and basically said that old girl was marrying her for a green card and not for love, and that she was a straight woman before she got with old girl, because she had a student visa, and on that student visa, what was listed was her husband. She was listed as a widower, and she put her husband name down, and everybody in the courtroom was like, oh my God. Even the kids was like, bitch, what? She ain't know nothing about this. And I said, girl, they looking at her like, bitch, you got some explaining to do. She looking like, oops. And I'm like, so they go back and they talk to old girl, and they was like, so why didn't you tell me that this was fake? Was it any of it real? And she was like, you know what? The relationship started off as a lie. The lady was helping her to stay in the state with her visa and everything like that. But she said as time went on, she started to fall in love with her. And she said if old girl wasn't in love with her, why was she trying to convert to her religion? Okay. And so therefore just put me on the stage and on the stand, and they told you that I was in love and I can convince them and everything. I was like, don't nobody give a damn about the love, okay? You got to convince these people that you did not do this shit, and you're innocent. Saying that you was in love with it don't mean nothing. You can't prove that shit. Baby, it was just a whole bunch of mess that was going on. Now the case is just going awry. They gotta come up with another defense. Back at the office, she telling them they're gonna go a different way. Michaela, she's telling them to do this, do that, do that. Michaela is getting in her feelings, talking about something. This is my case. You're not gonna bully me. I'm not Bonnie, and that's why everybody leaves you and all this stuff. And I said, Michaela, like, she is irritating the shit out of me, and I hate it. I hate it that we got 2 strong black women going at each other, and it's literally a one-sided thing. Okay, it's like when Azalea Banks be coming at people. It's so fucking one-sided, sis. Like, what the fuck is going? Take my car, Iyanla sis, and Iyanla said, "Bitch, I am not your sis." Okay. I am not your sis. I got draws older than you. Okay. I'm 2 years younger than your mother. Bitch. Had a flashback, okay? But anyway, she just irks my nerves. Like, get over whatever it is. Annalise has stuck her neck out for these kids all this time, especially you, Michaela. She could have did so much more to your ass, but she keeps you on, all right? And you are so disrespectful as fuck. And then to do that in front of everybody, you got Gabriel asking who the fuck is Bonnie. I said, oh no, don't do this shit, okay? Next thing you know, we see um they kind of talk about some how we supposed to find all this stuff, and she was like, "Why don't you hire outside help?" And it was like, "Who? Oliver? Oliver is at home babysitting the baby, bitch." He walks up, and she was like, "No, he not." He was like, "Where the fuck the baby at?" Frank got the baby, mind you. Frank got the baby flirting outside with somebody else, some chick that come up, and I said, "Is this a plot? Is this a ploy?" Because later on we see that she was in the house when Laura came over there to pick him up. And she was like, your baby, you have the cutest baby. I just want to kiss and chew those cheeks. And she was like, bitch, in the house with my son. He gonna say, so what? The baby monitor was on, and we used to do this shit all the damn time. And she just walked away. But at this point in time, like, you have, what's her name? Bonnie in the office with Miller, and they're just talking and all this stuff. And he was like, I know you. So what's the deal with Annalise? Okay. And she didn't really want to say. And then he was like, I know you already. You like your coffee black. You like to bite on your nails in the staff meetings. You like this and you like that. And I think it's your face. I like it. Next thing you know, Bonnie reaches over and started kissing him. Now I said, ooh, nasty. Okay. Then we see Annalise working on the case, and the partner come over there giving her a case. I guess that was given by the governor. Now the governor, she all up Annalise's ass now because she won these cases of miss from these defense lawyers that's fucked over these people who she thinks if now they retry these people, they out on bail or whatever until they get a new trial or whatever. Now you putting bad people back on the streets or whatever. So now that's where the vendetta is coming from. And she like, I ain't got time to try this fucking case. This ain't even up my alley, okay? This don't fit my narrative of helping out poor people who really needs the help instead of some rich person who fucked up and killed somebody or whatever. That's not my narrative. And old boy said, I helped you out, so why don't you help me out? And walk the fuck away. And I was like, you know what? This shit comes with a lot of restriction. And Annalise is probably over this shit now. Like, god damn. Annalise then called Bonnie asking for a password or whatever. She was like, girl, it's the same password that you always use, okay? And she was like, oh, I'm sorry for calling so late. And then all of a sudden you hear a bump because Miller is in his office and he trying to pull up his pants. And she was like, am I interrupting? She was like, girl, now. Okay, so you should come over for dinner. She was like, cool. How was the new place? It's good. Come over for dinner. How about tomorrow? And Bonnie was like, cool. And so it kind of took Annalise, was it me? It did take Annalise by surprise that Bonnie, accepted the offer. But anyway, they gonna have that. And so in the office with the kids, you got Oliver and Connor and Gabriel and all this stuff talking about the lady and whether or not she might be bi, and if Gabriel is bi, and asks Michaela because Michaela dated a bi guy and all this stuff. And Michaela notices that Oliver is giving her a whole bunch of fever and stuff like that and being petty towards her. And Asher done gained some weight. Asher a little chunk. He depressed eating because, he out of a job. But he was like, I can be petty if I want to because this is about a gay immigrant who could possibly get sent back to a goddamn country that don't want them. Okay? And reminding him of Simon. And she was like, just shut the fuck up, Michaela. Just be quiet. And did you hear when Tegan came in and left and that girl gonna say her name Rhonda? She was like, I guess that person don't like you either. Don't nobody like Michaela, okay? You got Asher still trying to get a job up there, get that internship up there with the DA office, and Miller had left his speech and he looking at the speech, and then you see Nate going over Bonnie's testimony about how when she gave birth to the baby she was told that the baby was dead by her father. So again, the daddy took the baby. Where is the baby? At this point, I'm not convinced no more that it's Gabriel. Am I the only one that's feeling that way? Bonnie come up in there and told Nate that she just slept with Miller, and she was like, oh my God, what Annalise thinks. He's like, do you really care what Annalise think or what you think? Okay. Next thing you know, Oliver made a find basically that the son, the lady who was murdered from their case, her son was making monthly deposits to a alt-right group, racist group, and so therefore, that could be a motive because they was looking for dirt on everybody. And so Michaela was like, I want to do the case or whatever. And at first Annalise was like, cool, go ahead and let her do it. Connor and Oliver was like, what? She right, go ahead and let her do it. And they was like, she ain't never right. But then Annalise Weasel, see, Annalise mind fucked Michaela in this moment because she was like, you want to go ahead and do this, be first chair, and get a man to admit on the stand that he's a racist, something I've been doing for years and all this stuff. Or you just, I can do it or you can do it. You know what I'm saying? And next thing you know, we see that Michaela is second chair and Annalise is taking first chair. I said, oh, bitch. And she called old boy up on the stand and he wasn't expecting that. I said, yeah, you supposed to expect the unexpected, baby. So they go to trial. They put old boy on stand, Josh, and he played it dumb like he didn't know who that username was on that website or whatever. Oliver said that he didn't even check that file to see if the IP address really was his, and kind of found out it was a little bit of Annalise tactics. She was bluffing a little bit because she didn't get the complete truth all the way, but he filled in the blanks and he just basically, tried to make it seem like he was such a good dude and that old girl was the stain, talking about some when the heat started heating up and he couldn't take it no more, he turned it on Annalise is gonna say that defense lawyer was correct. You are a disdain on this country just like her and all this shit. Cause Annalise said, bitch, you just mad that your mama fell in love with a brown woman. That's what it is. And let's be clear here. You're the one because he kept on saying for us and like us and stuff like that, implying white folks or whatever. And she said, let's be clear. You're the one who killed the white woman who you thought was a Muslim woman because you thought that it was a girl that was supposed to be walking to the synagogue and you was gonna try to kill her, but you fucked around and killed your mama because she also had the hijab on too. Bitch, I said, go ahead and just admit it that you killed your mama. Hannah sitting up in the audience just finna cry. I said, girl, you let them tears well up and she just would refuse to let them drop. I said, that's a shame. So she got old girl off, got her visa reinstated, and she went over there to comfort Hannah. She said mother would be so ashamed, and she was like ashamed of her son, but not you. Okay, so they was bonding a little bit. That was cute. Laura was sitting there talking to the baby about her mama. Now, y'all really think that Laura killed her mama? Okay, because she said she didn't want to be. When you look at Rock's video, Rock's be saying that all the time. I never really thought about that. But I mean, it's not impossible because we don't know if Laura really is 100% there. Okay, if her daddy was telling the truth about her, mental being 100% there. Okay, and she was talking about how she didn't want to be like her mom and all that stuff. And then she got this idea and she texted Oliver to babysit the baby for a minute. And I was like, girl, what you gonna do tonight? Okay. And then Asher, he wound up getting a job with the DA because he told him that his speech sucked and it made him seem like a wimp underneath Denver. And oh boy liked the way that he came at him. At first he was a little offended, but when Asher went through and explained it a little bit further, he said, okay, you're hired, but if you annoy me, you're out of here. And I was like, okay, that's cool. That's how you do that one. Then Tegan just come walking in the hallway and the partner standing outside and he was like, did you know that Jorge Castillo's daughter is here? And she was like, Tegan, I said, keep it cool, keep it calm, cool, and collected because it looked like she was about to give it away that she knew. She was like, she probably wanted Annalise's kids or whatever. She said, here go, oh boy. Well, she said she know who ratted out her father. I said, Tegan, keep that shit together, bitch. So basically, Laurel said that it was her mama who was the insider, the person who ratted out the father because she depended on him financially and all this stuff. And I think she knows that it was Tegan, but she did all of this so that she can be able to put her baby in the daycare. Now that she did Tegan a solid, I guess, by not ratting her out. So now Tegan gonna do her solid by putting the baby in the daycare. Okay, and Connor made Oliver make up with Michaela and make her their other best man in their wedding and whoop-de-woo. And at least she all happy that she won her first case and it was printed up. And then the partner came up in there and said, bitch, first of all, why you didn't tell me about Laura Castillo? Okay. And she was like, she one of my kids. It is what it is. And he said, I don't give a damn. Okay. You going to tell me any and everything that goes on in your classroom with this clinic or whatever, and you're gonna take whatever it is that give you, because I'm the only boss that's here, and this firm needs to make money. We are sinking right now, and we need to make money. So you're gonna put your good girl antics to the fucking side for a minute, and you're gonna take whatever case I give you. I said, well, damn. Next thing you know, we see Asher coming up the steps, and it's a bed out there, and he looking like, who was this? And it's that West old apartment or whatever that was door open. And he looks and he was like, hello, is anybody in here? Baby Gabriel is up in that apartment. Come to find out, it's a camera up in there, because Frank is the one that you know, suggested that he be up in there. And his roommate, the black girl that he fucking around with, that's his roommate, and he the one that told her to tell him to get out, that he had to go. Okay, I forgot to tell you that he did get a text from the roommate telling him that he got to go. And so now he's on the phone with somebody that's called the one, and he said, I found a way to get into his head. Now we can see if he's there to hurt her or not. And then we saw Nate was up there, gave them papers, a whole bunch of papers to Miller, so that he can sign, and he put that yellow paper from that missing kids agency in there that needed to have his signature, and he distracted him by talking about Bonnie so he wouldn't look down at the paper. And that's exactly what he did. He just started signing his name to any and everything without even reading the stuff. Bitch, you would never catch me like that. Okay, never. So Annalise and Bonnie having dinner, and Bonnie telling her about Miller and how, at first she was doing stuff so that she could see if he got some stuff on them, and then and Annalise is like, girl, you know this stupid, right? She was like, we can't fall for him. No, he's falling for me. And I trust him because I spent 3 months trying to get to know him. And if he knew what was in my file, he wouldn't like me. And she was just like, oh, girl, Bonnie, goddamn. Gotta pacify this bitch. I'm sorry. Then we see Nate going back to the agency. And basically the lady said the boy was born, the baby was born. They had this documented the fingerprints, feet print, all that stuff. And then a couple of days later, he was kidnapped. And the only thing that they got is the surveillance of this lady or girl or whoever that was walking out with him. But we can barely see her face. And I said, so wait, now I'm even more confused. Is the baby really Gabriel? And did Bonnie take the baby? Is that who it was when Bonnie was a kid? Because she had the baby when she was 15 years old. I don't know. Do y'all know what it is? Can y'all figure it out? Do y'all have any suspicion? And then it goes back to the present, and we see Bonnie with the baby, little baby Christopher in the bathroom trying to clean him down or whatever. Michaela comes in there and was like, hey, did you speak to Nate? And she pauses because then Laura comes in and she takes Christopher or whatever, like everything is all good. And Michaela, once Laura leaves, Michaela looks down at Bonnie and was like, who blood is that? I said, bitch, who blood is it? So who the fuck got killed? Okay? Who got killed? And who is the baby daddy? I mean, who is the baby? Okay, that's all that I want to know. Y'all tell me how y'all feel, and I'll see y'all later.